If you're a chronically online person like me, then I'm sure you're all aware of mental health apps. You know, those heavily advertised apps where you can supposedly pour out all of your feelings and frustrations and then get the exact response that you're looking for. If so, then I'm sure that it's been heavily integrated into your lives and you know people have used it and maybe yourself has used it before. But when you actually think about it, the idea of having your feelings and frustrations being processed, stored, and interpreted by an algorithm seems rather unsettling, especially when you remember that there's no real person behind that algorithm. Hello, everyone. My name is Piper, and today I want to talk to you all about the rise of AI therapy chatbots and why we should be cautious about using them in our college counseling systems. Now, personally, I've never tried out a wellness app before, even during stressful weeks. As a sane person, I just crash out internally. But I am aware of people from social media or sometimes even my own friends using it as a way to release their pent-up stress. Whether it's from actually consulting to ChatGPT or actually using apps, or I know some friends who use Chat AI. But and with the rise of generative AI, these tools are concerningly promoted as the future of therapy. Though the more I investigate it, the more I realize just how risky it is to let an automatic chat box handle something as sensitive as mental health. That's why, for today, I want to persuade you all how we should not integrate AI mental health tools into college counseling by explaining how chatbots lack genuine empathy and emotional depth, the serious privacy and ethical risks documented by experts, and the dangers of students becoming overly dependent on non-human emotional support. Let's begin by understanding how AI therapy cannot provide no matter how advanced it becomes. Let's go back to the first point, where AI lacks genuine empathy and emotional depth. Now, while some companies claim that AI has the ability to mimic empathetic responses, research shows that there is a major gap between emotional simulation and emotional understanding. Police in 2023 argues that AI systems can only mirror supportive language, not actual attunement, which is something that is essential for theoretic reliance. Similarly, Sikowitz et al. In 2025 discovered that these chatbots often fail in recognizing distress cues, which leads to responses that can feel very dismissive. And in actual therapy, these poorly timed or misinterpreted responses can cause serious harm. It shows that AI doesn't actually care about you. It just gives you the kind of responses or answers that you want to hear based on its calculations. But the issue isn't just solely based on emotions, it's also about ethics. AI counseling tools present major privacy and ethical risks because, according to the API Ethics Committee in 2024, AI assisted therapy has high risk of data leakage, unclear confidentiality, and insufficient regulation that can lead to letting your personal data being breached and passed around in the web. Another concern is brought up by Park et al. In 2019, where many AI-powered mental health apps shares the data users with third parties without any consent, which leads to a serious violation of safety for college students who discusses about the trauma, suicidal ideation, or even identity concerns. Additionally, Stoker Walker, 2024, reports how there are times where AI chatbots generate hallucinated clinical advice that are often harmful or inaccurate, leading to medical and ethical dangers when used without any licensed therapist supervision. But even if these tools were perfectly secure, they still create another problem, which is emotional overreliance, where students have the high possibility of becoming dependent on these chatbots at the expense of real human emotional support. The APA Ethics Committee, again, have already warned that AI systems must not replace human interaction, especially from vulnerable populations. But emerging adults are already in the process of forming their emotional regulation habits, and Fitzpatrick et al. In 2017 discovered that while users appreciate constant availability, many reported cases of chatbot attachments that raises concerns regarding codependency. This is because students constantly turn to these chatbots because it never rejects them or expresses any kind of boundaries to the point where they start avoiding actual human support systems. This level of codependency to a program weakens our ability to seek real therapy that can help us build interpersonal coping strategies and communicate our distress more honestly. And most importantly, AI does not possess any abilities that can detect emergencies with the same nuance that a trained clinical can. AI is telling you what you want to hear the most. It cannot intervene, advocate, or protect you. So, if AI is emotionally limited, ethically risky, and potentially harmful to help-seeking behavior, what should campuses do? Now, based on the points we've broken down, from how AI lacks empathy and genuine emotional depth, has high risk privacy and ethical issues, and how students can develop an unhealthy codependency, it should be more than clear that campuses should not integrate any kind of AI-powered mental health tools into their counseling systems, not even as substitutes or hybrids, or especially as budget solutions. If this kind of technology cannot guarantee emotional safety, protect the student's privacy, or provide real human empathy, then it has no business being an environment where students are at the most vulnerable state. So, instead of wasting any money on chatbots or these kind of stuff, universities should invest in trained counselors. Now remember this, while you can use AI to aid you in your assignments and projects, it should never, ever replace human counselors. So next time someone just says, just talk to chatbot or ChatGPT or Chat AI, it's basically therapy. I hope you remember what's at stake: your privacy, your emotional safety, and your right to be emotionally understood by a real human being. AI can support students, but it should never become the counselor we ever depend on. Thank you.
Thank you. Wait,
6:47 is something to do.
6:47. Okay. All right. Okay, skill?